Can we be heard now?
Are we live? I'll open the stream and find out. Otherwise, this is some pretty awkward dead air.
And yes, we are live.
Pog.
Welcome everybody. This is the third match in Group Canyonero between Seasoner and ricksanity. I am Axington123, and joining me is Super Mario 64 legendary commentator Wes Dog.
I'm humbled by your compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I guess just to introduce myself here a little bit, I do primarily Mario 64, but more importantly, Simpsons Hit and Run is a huge game in my childhood. Some of you guys may have seen me around in the chat here from time to time. I'd say this is probably the first game I've ever completed 100%. First game I ever did multiple playthroughs of to like either all story missions or like 100% as a kid. So Simpsons Hit and Run is a big thing for me. One of these days, maybe I'll actually develop the cojones to do a speed run myself, but you guys are just all too amazing around here. It's intimidating.
True, we're just, but yeah, I think we are kind of ready to begin. Are both runners ready?
All right. Seasoners a go. Is Rick a go?
Rick is a go. So we just need to transition to the starting screen. Oh, wait. Okay, we are having a little pause here. Gotta pause our champs. But that gives me a chance to speak about Seasoner. Like, in the past, they've come back to the game like every year for the tournaments and not really like learned too many new strats and kept their PBs like fairly similar, improved a little bit. But this year they've learned out of bounds, got sub 140, got a 137 in their last race,
Hmm.
and definitely in with a shot against ricksanity here. He will have to potentially PB again to win. Ricksanity's last match was a 136, I believe. So there's a little gap, but you never know what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that Seasoner just got a big PB a few days ago. So it was a 2.5 to 3 minute improvement. You said 140 to 137.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, it was in a race actually against Badgerbar. They both PB'd probably
Very
about
nice.
5 days ago now.
Oh yeah, look at that. The dual PB race. Incredible. I wonder if we might be able to replicate that magic here today. Or should I say tonight? Because I'm under the impression that the fan base for Simpsons Hit and Run seems to be mostly European.
Yeah, there's a lot of UK runners. There's a fair chunk of Australian runners as well. It seems to be a good balance between UK and Australia, and then you have like a few people who are American.
Oh yeah, true. Like Potato and Crack is Canadian. I forgot about that.
We have a couple of Canadian runners. We have a couple of American runners. We have I don't. We have a couple of Argentinian runners as well. We have one in the tournament as well. ESEQ, I believe, is Argentinian.
Just goes to show, even all these years later, the Simpsons are capable of maintaining a worldwide presence.
For sure, for sure.
Just looking into the last race, oh wow, I didn't realize that the one between Falco and Luke was only 40 seconds apart. Actually, what are you hoping for here? Close one? Just expecting maybe one of these guys to just completely run away with it?
I I'd like to think Seasoner can keep it close. I think there is like a 3 minute PB difference, but there was also a 5 minute PB difference in the race before, and realistically, like Seasoner has been improving like race. I've seen season ago and keep improving. So yeah, I would like to see a close race. Obviously, we would like to see a close race. Personally, like I've seen season ago, and it seems like we're ready to go. Wes, if you'd like to do the countdown.
Sure. All right, racers, if you're
And
ready,
it seems like
then the
we're
countdown will
ready to
begin.
go. Wes, if you'd like to
5,
do the countdown.
4, 3,
All right,
2,
racers, if you're ready,
1,
then the countdown will
begin. Good luck and have fun, racers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Good luck and have fun, racers.
And they're off. I assume you're used to a instant 40-second cutscene.
Actually, yeah, so they're not skipping the intro?
No, so for races we have almost a like gentleman's agreement, and for traditional sake, we watch the cutscene for the races.
Interesting.
It's something we've always done. Just a little nuance for racing in general, and just general charcoal races. Also, we watch for cutscene. Something that's been grandfathered in from before we could skip the intro cutscene.
I've been used to, or I guess I've been coming into the races right after they start, so just assumed it was business as usual with the cutscene. And I don't know if you follow the Mario community, but the whole intro skip has been a little controversial because of what Ocarina of Time did for their speedrun. So just a little, it's weird seeing intros.
Yeah, it is kind of. I think the difference is like for Shah specifically, you can make a tutorial save, which has like nothing on it and just skips the cutscene and doesn't have any like save data for it. You don't get any coins, you don't get anything at all, and so there's that, and there's very few things you can actually do to a fresh save file before it's invalidated.
Right. Well, if this is like any other speedrun I know, then of course the beginning stage is always the fan and runner favorite here in Homer 1. Absolutely no complaints I've ever heard from anyone who's ever played this game about Homer 1.
Yeah, I think everybody loves Homer 1. Season of Ed loves the minivan. Just giving it a little pet as he goes along, you know? And gets hit in the side by the school bus. We love Homer 1 here. Now, they're both on 60 FPS, which is kind of unusual to have two 60 runners in races. Usually there's like an FPS discrepancy, but quite interesting to see.
I did wonder, so like, what's the main differences at the different frame rates for running this game? Is there like certain advantages to being able to execute glitches at certain frame rates, or how does that all work out? Just speaking as a noob.
So on higher FPS, you get like more boosts from ramps and stuff. So when you go over jumps, especially in Homer 1, when you go over jumps, when you land, you'll get like faster boosts and you'll get up to top speed faster because you're already going at that higher speed. And the acceleration on the family sedan is quite slow. So having that boost really helps out, and you can definitely see the difference between that. And on 60, it's like more consistent. You don't get any like random boosts. Like on higher FPS, you can get a lot of just random boosts, and you can do like different out of bound techniques compared to like high and low FPS. Low FPS, you drive at a bridge. High FPS, you've got a yeet in the air kind of thing. And
oh, like in World 7.
yes, and the destruction missions in things like Armor Truck, 60 FPS is so much faster.
Oh, well, look at that. Thank you for just adding that command in here, Bean, and for pointing it out on a practice.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that is asked quite frequently, but there is more like nuances to it than just what it says there. But there is like the basics kind of thing, like.
Already looks like there might be a slight difference in their coin routes, unless I'm going crazy here. Seasoners just got 230 something coins, and Rick Sanity's already in the high 200s.
So Seasoner missed the Wasp in Neighbors.
Mm. Yeah,
And
driving down.
yeah. So Rick's coins are pretty high for this, but they've been hitting a lot of like random objects. They get all the extra. They're getting a lot of extra coins. But Seasoners kind of just avoiding like the trees. Rick is hitting as many as possible, whereas Seasoner is kind of just missing them, keeping his hit and run meter generally lower than Rick, although he's now proving me wrong as much as possible. Oh
Little
yeah,
bit
he
of
missed the gas station vent as well, so
the Seasoner got a little bit better of a Lenny push there. As now, okay, I thought it was just like getting run over by the car, but it looks like so they're not going back to the family sedan. I know there's like a meme around here, like the Ford Focus or something is like the best vehicle, or like one that you guys like to joke about.
ricksanity is breakdancing there. We gotta add a beat onto that post race. So in March level 4, there is a strat where you use budget Ford Focus now. And Potato kind of hates it because everyone's memeing on it and just making it as long of a name as possible. So Rick is having a faster initial destruction time, and Seasoner doesn't get as much initial damage. So the minivan is definitely better for the destruction mission, and but the Ute is better for FBI just because of like the speed of it.
I'm just realizing this now as we're commentating out loud. These guys decide to go into more pedestrian vehicles because the sedan is one of the lower speed vehicles and can't keep up with Smithers.
It's also not as like the mass isn't as good. So for destruction missions, it's all about like mass of a vehicle. The best destruction car in Formula 1 is the Plow King, but we
Right.
don't use it on low FPS because the main reason why Plow King is faster is because there's a boost that it gets which saves like so much time. It goes back to the like boosts of things, and you need to be able to get the boost after the playground to be able to get into a position to hit the Skinner sedan, not Skinner sedan, the MBL in the correct way to be able to get it into a strat.
Okay. Nicely done by both of our competitors here, nailing all the boxes without stumbling down. Just an easy passer as we now come to, in my opinion, one of the more hilarious cutscenes here in the game. I'm assuming we got game audio turned on, but I just love Quimby's deliverance here.
I think I speak for all Springfielders when I say, where is the sexy footage?
Yes, vote Quimby. And then, of course, we've got the black van, and there's just this. Oh, homie, you're so sexy when you're paranoid.
Love it. Ooh, homie, you're so sexy when you're paranoid.
But now we're coming down to the mysterious black van level. Just some simple rubber banding in effect here. I don't know what that would look like on 60 FPS. It looks like Rick Sanity's electing to keep Homer's sedan while Seasoner's keeping the pickup truck.
So Rick Sanity got ESS after My Big Brother, which is something you don't tend to do on 60. If you do traffic car office space, you then keep the traffic car usually. You don't go for the ESS. And one of the main reasons is because the traffic car gets the Wasp so much easier in Trailer Park. And I think Rick missed it. In Seasoner here getting Cletus box, which is usually like slower CPS, but because he missed Revenge and he's already down a Wasp, it's kind of one of the fastest boxes to be able to get to be able to like make up that difference.
Okay. As he was able to get the Wasp there, Homer Sedan not really clearly getting the Wasp there in the trailer park. Let's see how they handle the jump. Okay, and Seasoner getting the vending machine there around the corner.
Usually you don't see that because you want to hang back more to be able to allow the black van to not smack into the wall of a power plant. But I know a couple of runners who are starting to get those vents, and it doesn't seem to be too slow. And Seasoner getting one of the Wasps, which is good. His coins are definitely saved now. Rick getting that vend on foot, that's a slow backup vend, especially on foot, but his coins are a little lower than what he'd like right now, so it makes sense, it makes sense.
I think just even when I tried playing through this game last year through the first few levels, you think you learn a lot just from watching you guys speedrun this game, but coins, I mean, I can't imagine just how stressful having to be on top of your coins throughout this entire game is. It really makes the difference. Like, all of a sudden, like, hey, look, I'm speeding through the game. Oh, crap, I gotta buy a costume for Lisa and I don't have the money. Well, now I just gotta go destroy everything.
Yeah, definitely for like the newer runners, getting a coin route down probably saves, I'd say, like 5 minutes. Getting a coin route versus scrambling for every coin probably saves about 5 minutes. Just doing that. Rick definitely having a better bone storm here. He was a bit slow to get the shortcut, but he still got the shortcut. He's probably going to leave Homer 1 at the 12 OX mark, and Seasoner is probably going to be about 15 seconds behind. So it's not really much of a difference.
As soon as I'm done scratching myself, your history.
You come to one of my favorite parts here in Homer 1. Probably the best part of Homer 1. It's just a good old-fashioned door skip.
Yeah, Carl skip.
Carl skip.
Yeah, so we used to have a strat called Carl skip, and then we replaced that by the door. And I'm not sure if that's Carl skip or Carl skip. I've lost track of how many skips are in the skip.
Skipping the skip that skipped Carl.
Yeah.
Whoa. This is getting Inception layers of complicated already. And we're not even out of the first level.
Have a skip that skips Carl skip.
Whoa. Oh my, well, that first time I've ever seen anybody jumping on Mr. Burns. You usually see people kicking him or jumping to ground pound, but not going for the literal headstand. Swag points there for ricksanity.
No problemo.
Getting the sports car. Quite nice.
Give me a sec to catch my breath.
I've heard you guys refer to this as the sports car before. Is the sports car distinctively this color, or could you find other sports cars in other colors?
It's the shape of the car. So there's in
You're all mine.
part 1, the traffic is you've got the sedan, you've got the
That's totally awesome.
pizza van, you've got the taxi, and you've got the sports car.
Killer.
So
Okay.
Seasoner here taking a taxi.
And sound. Oh, awesome, man! That was the best ride ever. Too late. Give it up for America's bad boy.
The interesting thing I find is like you're always on the passenger side. So does that mean you're playing as the NPC right now?
You got it.
Either that, or you just you've just silently knocked them out with something, and you've decided to take over the wheel. Though I imagine it'd be very difficult to get the gas pedal.
Yeah, because Seasoner did not. Oh, that was so close. How did he not
All
like
mine.
miss that? That was so close.
Nice driving, man. $1.
Sorry, Bob.
And Seasoner getting what's referred to as the Thanos sports car.
Nice. Hopefully, if you don't blow it up to completion, half of the NPCs will magically disappear.
Sugar. Whoa, wicked.
And you'll get one person in chat saying spoilers for that.
Easy peasy. Oh,
Saying what?
awesome
Spoilers?
really doesn't-
Oh, yeah, because Avengers. Not everybody's seen Oh, okay. Well, I may have just ruined I may have just ruined the experience for so many people out there. My apologies.
Yeah, all 10 people who've never seen the Avengers, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the better sports car color. I think Seasoner's definitely the deeper color. And
remember this being here
I
before.
don't particularly like either of them that much. Like, I wouldn't personally want to
Yeah, we're
drive down the road in either of these colors, but I think Seasoner's slightly more.
I have to agree on that. Rick's just seems like it's been like maybe it's just the color, I don't know, but it looks like the paint is faded. Whereas with Seasoner, you got a little bit more of a bold matte color, and especially since it is the sports car, you could probably make people you can probably intimidate more people on the road with this kind of a color. Whereas with Rick's colored sports car, it's just like, ha, get that junk off the road.
totally awesome.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Rick got it in the 1970s, and it's his pride and joy, but it's like been rained on so many times over a year. A little bit of rust starting to appear, you know. Whereas Seasoners is fresh off the parking lot today.
Absolutely.
Got no scratches. Here we have like Rick getting hospital, which it's still mad to think that when I started, like getting hospital points wasn't a thing yet, and it was like a brand new thing not long after I joined the community, and now it's just the standard. It's weird how like things have progressed in the last 2 years.
Move it or lose it, Tool. I gotta work off my gun.
I only know the full extent I know of this game is just from what I've watched in passing and through Liquid's tutorial, which at this point was posted 3.5 years ago, so I can't even imagine what's probably evolved from that.
Oh yeah, baby, bring it
And Liquid
on.
has like released a newer tutorial this year.
Okay. To give that a check out. It looks like Rick was... I don't know if he needed to catch up with some extra coins getting that vending machine, but he wasn't able to get the van to take the shortcut up the ramp.
Yeah, and that's gonna be problematic because now the black van is gonna go straight on a Moe's, which means it's more than likely gonna get stuck at the train yard. Because if it turns at Moe's, it will never get stuck at the train yard. Although,
Nice.
because of rubber banding, sometimes when you're out of your car, it doesn't get stuck either, or it gets stuck for a lot less time because of how rubber banding works. Like there, it doesn't get stuck. So if you go on for wasps on foot, I've seen quite a few people do that and not get the car stuck at a train yard.
Ow, my coccyx. Hey, Springfield.
Oh man, I'm just trying to keep up here. Rick Sanity's got a big, is at least opening up the gap a little bit. Seasoner looks like they've been doing a little bit cleaner on getting some of these coins. Like they got a nice box and wasp combo over at Town Hall, but
Don't forget to
now I'm just trying to figure out what they could do to catch up here. But Rick is just blazing by in the sports car.
Yeah, so here,
Loser.
Rick is gonna just save time no matter what, just because of the fact that Seasoner has the taxi, and the taxi is slightly slower. It's not like some people like to meme and say the taxi is bad. Like, it's not as good as like a sports car, but it's definitely a decent second choice.
Don't have a cow, man.
Same speed, slightly worse acceleration. Thank you, Spruce.
Now to find a satellite dish. Has those.
Like, what are you doing, dude? You're going the wrong way. Oh, you're gonna warp all the way up here to this ramp?
Hey there, Mr.
Snake must just be completely mind blown that you can just break the laws of physics and destroy him in a race like this.
I think Seasoner just did the old school reset there. Instead of like doing the jump, he did the old school reset. So that's kind of like one of the things I was alluding to in pre-race. I'm not sure if you guys heard it, but I was talking about how Seasoner is like a grizzled veteran of this, and quite a lot of the strats he does are things that they used to do like a few years back. he's definitely like added a lot of things into his repertoire this year, but there's still a couple of things that he does which are like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Season has been around since like 2016, I think it is. So he's been around for a long, long time. He's seen a lot of changes in the run.
Gotta respect just being able to open the mind and learn the new ways, because I know just even as a mild speed runner, you get so used to running a certain way, or just you've been doing it for so long, it feels abnormal to step outside what you're comfortable with. But Seasoner, well, you know, they're back, and apparently back with a vengeance, just PBing like crazy. So they're here to show that, hey, I may be an old timer, but I've still got it.
For sure, there's been a lot of like reinvigorated interest in the game in the past few weeks because of the tournament. The tournament has actually like popped off really hard, which is really nice to see.
Nice.
And Rick getting the fast escape or a decent escape at least.
Crusty burgers.
I wonder if this is the famous Pickle Rick.
The Pickle Rick?
The Pickle Rick. If anyone knows Rick and Morty, you know,
Oh, this is
turn
too
himself
cool
into a
for
pickle.
school.
Wait, is he about to turn himself into a pickle, or am I completely missing what's going
Nice
on?
one. How about a hard one?
It's a reference to Rick and Morty. So,
Okay, I was gonna say, I am aware of Pickle Rick. I unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Spent a lot of time watching Rick and Morty, but I've tried to disassociate myself a little bit since everybody over here across the pond kind of lost their noodles with the whole Szechuan sauce.
that's fair. We didn't have that as big of a craze here, but Seasoner didn't get a good uphill escape, but he went all the way to hospital, getting revenge. A little slower, but he handled it quite well. I've seen people lose a boatload of time, and there he just lost a trickle, a few seconds.
And so I've noticed in some segments of the runs that rather than choosing mission select, you guys elect to quit to the main menu and then come down here to the mission. Where's the time save in that, or where's the logic behind like where you decide to do that kind of strat?
So the main reason why we main menu warp instead of mission warp is for mostly it's wasp collisions. So the way wasps work in this game is you have two wasps, wasp factor A, wasp factor B. Once you destroy A and once you destroy B, oh, and Rick misses the jump there. Very unfortunate. But once you destroy those two, you can no longer get a freebie, which is where you get a wasp in your car. You can still get them on foot. Now, we reset that count because it's not that much slower to main menu warp, and for monkeys, there's a couple of points where you can get really quick wasps in the car, but are slower if you get them like on foot. Like the museum wasp coming up for Seasoner on foot, that wasp is very unpredictable, and trying to get it, you lose quite a bit of time. But if you can get it as a freebie, obviously it's faster. It's like infinite CPS if you get a freebie.
You're saying they're in your car, so like they'll actually like spawn in your car, or it's just like easier to hit
No,
them or something?
Yeah, you like destroy it in your car, so you can destroy 2 wasps in your car per level, unless you main menu warp, or you warp back to the level and then go back to the level, but that's a little bit more complicated. So the basics is, you have 2 wasp actors. Once you've destroyed them in your car, you can no longer destroy any more of the car unless you main menu
Too
warp.
much trouble. I really need a new car. Welcome.
Although
And sound.
there is a case in after Wolves in March where we main menu warp to get the Canyonero back instead of Malibu, but that's like the only reason why we don't do it just for wasps.
And that's for the cola truck mission, correct?
Yes. There is 3 wasps in Homer 1 and Lisa, but it's easier to just be more broad and say, yeah, this is how it works kind of thing. There are nuances to it, but...
I want my wasps, Morty! Since
I
everybody's
want-
throwing up the Rick and Morty, just thought I'd do that.
Hope that didn't break my memory card. It's time for some road rage.
Sorry, Axel. You want what?
I want my Szechuan sauce, Wes.
I want my Szechuan McNugget sauce, Morty. That's my series arc, Morty. I'll do whatever it takes. Nine seasons or 50 years.
That sucks and blows.
True, Ticker. That is very true. Each level does indeed have 20 wasps.
Take that! Oh, this is too cool for school. Oh, that was so cool. Woo, nice one. Oops.
You can definitely tell the game shows its age here as we're trying to destroy cars with active cell phone users because it'll disrupt the Truckosaurus Rex, whereas I feel like in today's day and age, one would probably be able to control Truckosaurus Rex with the use of a smartphone, hence making this obsolete. But you know what? It's still a fun mission to just go around and blow things up.
Well done. I am the king.
True. I think nowadays if I did it, you'd have to get out. You'd have to destroy. Oh, Rick misses the cutscene. We're
Aw.
gonna see Truckosaurus. And did you know the Truckosaurus is a truck/dinosaur?
Whoa. I had no idea. This is going to be some good opportunity for Seasoner to catch up as long as he can nail the cutscene skip. Which, honestly, of all the cutscenes to watch, I must say the Truckosaurus one is not the best, despite, you know, Bart escaping with his life against the Truckosaurus. I kind of like hearing King and Kodos, just because the chat is prone to dropping the alien emotes. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like the green blob emotes, and it's always entertaining. Thank you, Spruce. Brain slug. Alright, well, Rick is now in Lisa, as Seasoner is wrapping around the corner. Let's see if he's able to land the cutscene skip. Is it, like, does it all come down to timing? I know you guys have talked about, like, a certain amount of pauses. Like, if you don't get after a certain amount of pauses, it's basically guaranteed over.
So, you want to you don't particularly want to be doing like a 22 pause, but yeah. Oh,
No.
Truckosaurus is some kind of truck/dinosaur.
the truck/dinosaur. Never would have guessed.
Uh-oh.
And that was exactly what Seasoner didn't need. Is that a cat?
No, I was just trying to be like a Truckosaurus, but I just didn't want to scream too loudly. I didn't want to pierce people's eardrums. Yes, everybody to the Bartman. Well, nothing too fancy coming out of here from Rick. We're just with the comic book guy. You know, I'm now, like, it's something I normally shouldn't think about, but now I just can't get it out of my head. Like, is Lisa, like, taking control of the comic book guy, or is just that your opportunity to be the comic book guy? It's a brain teaser.
I like to think this is our opportunity to be the comic book guy because, in general, in the game, we're whoever drives, right? Because we're controlling the car. So, are we actually cars? Is our character the car or the person?
Maybe
So-
throwing some Disney lore into the mix.
Are we actually playing as the Kremlin and the Malibu right now? Are we actually just playing Disney cars?
Way ahead of its time. We were cars before cars was even a thing.
I wonder if I'll get extra credit for this.
Nice jump there from Rick, as he's going to be going down below to get the boxes on the pier, or the beach, I should say.
I need speed, more speed.
Then he'll reset his car. I can't remember. Okay, it does put him in front of the captain's restaurant for Millhouse. And you got a woman chilling in the passenger seat and now getting mercilessly run over.
Few more. There goes my college money.
So I've always wondered how these ship car resets work. I've noticed that when people go directly into the ship down below, they're able to warp back out on the deck on the other side of the ship. But if you go to the left of the ship, you spawn on top of the ship? Like, how does that all work?
So there's like reset points and load nodes. When you do boat jump, which is what you were describing, where you go to the side, hit a pole, and go up, there's a load node on top of a boat, which is there. So when you to stop you like falling off and not being able to get back on, because there is a card up there. So the game wants to like baby you as much as possible. Whereas going through the boat, the nearest road node or load node is the other side. So we go through there and boom. It's all about load nodes, unless you're in races and then things change. But in general, yeah, that's how it works.
Okay.
You have to like hit the trigger when you do boat jump. You can't like the difference is when you do boat jump, it hits the trigger and puts you up there. And if you like try and reset your car, it won't put you up there. You have to let the game do it for you. Kind of thing.
Right. Rick getting the quick Cletus strategies, backing him into the corner and constantly ramming him for the street meat that we just acquired in the previous level.
But fun fact, do you know how many meats we picked up in the previous level?
I want to say it was 20, wasn't it?
It was 14.
14.
And there, we have to destroy 15. Where did the other one come from?
My goodness. I mean, surely traveling from downtown Springfield to the outer rim, I guess there must have been one extra piece of street meat along the way.
Fair, that is a logical thing.
Either that or Cletus. You know what? Here's probably a more logical explanation. Cletus probably just had one stuffed in the glove box, and Apu just wanted to take everything. Everything or nothing.
Am I old enough to drink coffee yet?
Just take his wife whilst you're at it.
Right, let's see if Seasoner's able to get the quick Cletus, and they should. Oh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hello, Springfield.
Let's go.
Time for more gameplay.
Cletus thinking... I'll go for it.
You definitely needed to get this to be able to, like, keep up with Rick.
The time for action is now. Kid power!
And speaking of Rick, they're now trailing his black car. Let's see if they're the colliding with the guardrail. I don't think they're going to be able to blow them up along the wall there, but it looks like one more hit, yep, should do the trick.
It's a decent little backup there. Like you want to get it on by the tree, which is the fastest. But then if you can get it by the dam, it's not the worst, you know. So as a viewer, primarily, Wes, what's your favorite level to watch?
You know, I was thinking about this. I'd say favorite level to watch in terms of just the speedrunning aspects has got to be Homer 2, just from the way you guys are able to use out of bounds for the second half of the level. It's fun. But speaking as a Simpsons fan, I haven't watched the show a whole lot in recent years, but as a former hardcore fan of the show, I kind of just enjoy watching Apu, and that's just because Apu's not around anymore. So it's a nice throwback to see and hear Apu. That might be a hot take, because I know Apu is probably just as beloved as Homer 1 in regards to the speed run. But as a viewer, you got to understand, it's just nice to hear the classics.
For sure, for sure.
What about you? What would you say is your favorite level of the game?
To play or to watch?
I guess either or.
To play, it's Apu. Like, Apu is so fun. Like, when you nail Apu, it's so good.
Phrasing. Yeah, I can
Like-
imagine that a clean a poo is very beautiful phrasing.
But watching, I think, probably Homer too. Like watching, especially when people do like the zombie car out of bounds and stuff. Watching that is pretty insane.
Yes. Legally sanctioned violence. Ain't it sweet? Someone call the cops.
It looks like this black car is just... Oh my goodness, they're just not wanting to cooperate at all. There we go. Caesar finally giving it the love tap it needs to be gone.
I won't question the value of your sentence.
It's Wiggum time.
Did you know there's a dog in the back of a car?
In the back of the police car or the school bus?
In the police car?
I did
There's
not
a-
know.
You'll see it on Seasoner's end. Although
I got it.
Seasoner did not get a good third cover.
I'm on a mission.
Oh no.
One fish delivered to a happy home. Have a good life. I go, girl.
At least they got the warp right next to Chief Wiggum. Well, let's see. I guess we'll wait till Lisa gets in the car.
The car has to be destroyed like a little bit, because it's when the doors start like flapping.
Ah.
So you don't see it when it's a brand new police car, but when it starts getting damaged, you'll see the dog in the boot, or the trunk of a car, as you Americans would say.
I don't know how acquainted with Rick and Morty you and everybody else in the chat is, but when you're seeing where the doors start to flap open, I'm now thinking of Flappy Folds. So when the car's Terry folds inevitably start flapping their folds, we will see some dogs.
Decent enough dropper, not too bad, not too bad.
And as we look over at Rick Sanity's side of the screen, we're seeing Lisa collect the infamous three-eyed fish here of Springfield, a product of Springfield's finest nuclear waste, but I don't understand how these fish are flopping around on dry land without exposure to water. I know they're mutated and all with a third eye, but I didn't realize their gills gave them the ability to breathe on land. That might be something a little concerning.
What I don't understand is the last one is levitating, like not just a little bit off the ground like the rest of them. He is like hugely in the air. It's like he jumped up and just stayed there.
True, yeah, right over the bridge. They're just a flying fish.
A flying fish. Rick not getting might not even get a backup ammo, but getting a decent chunk of damage.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Looks like one more hit ought to do the trick, just along the wall there. Oh no! Oh my goodness, no! Actually, Lisa blew up the limo. She killed Bart. Oh no!
Oh, what a shame. Now what will we do?
How
We'll
can we
never get to
possibly?
Bot 2.
How could we ever complete the game knowing that we killed Bart? Oh, thank you, Captain. Oh no, he got out. Why didn't you just tell us that earlier?
The whole of Lisa is really, really pointless when you think about it.
Oh, for the love of pound cake.
Oh yeah, just literally running around just looking for Bart and only to find him brainwashed. And if I think Rick's gonna do what everybody likes to do, that she's just gonna kick him off the ship at the end anyway. So was this really all? What was this really all for?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows.
Got my mojo working now.
All right, Bart lives. Bart lives.
Let's go.
Marge Simpson.
Even when your sibling is brain dead, you're permitted to poke a little fun and ground pound them.
So one of the voice lines, one of the cards is called Bart Soul in Lisa. And when you collect it, Lisa will just go, I hope I don't have to share this with Bart.
I forgot about that card. The only
And
one
it's
I'm
like, huh?
The only one I'm familiar with, at least just from references, is Bort, of course, which we're going to see on the ramp in Bart 2. But I forgot about Bart's Soul. That's also just a classic episode in general.
Steady, Marjorie, steady.
Oh, Seasoner not getting a good limo. It's now trapped down here, and because the car is so long, I wonder if they're even going to be able to back out. Yep, we've got a T-bone in action.
That tends to be what you want to happen, but he got it like very slow. Even though like Rick had to go further, I think Rick's was split is going to be slightly faster. The season are now getting beach, so
Sensible shoot.
his coins are really good. Like leaving Lisa with almost 700 coins. Hey!
Bless you. Double the blessings.
Very much.
You blind?
But Rick not having the best donut truck here got all the way to the school.
Ice your wounds.
Rick doing what any good racer would do and just trying to throw for content, try to keep it as close as possible. See Seasoner's excellent platform abilities, not needing to get to the Wasp on the boat, and try to roundhouse kick Bart, and there he goes, he's off the ship, well done.
Sorry about that.
And now there was no point of the whole level.
Shouldn't enjoy
The point is to get onto a boat to find Bart. And you kick Bart off the boat.
Margin charge. Get out of my way.
You know, I know-
The bonus mission is to do Skinner's errands.
Excuse.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to run around and go do 3 things for him and Skinner's mother. Because honestly, I think that's one of the more annoying things in the game. Like, it may be hilarious from time to time in the TV show, but just hearing a Skinner's mother just completely just complain the whole time when you're in the car. I mean, just why?
Yes, mother. It's like in FMJ. You destroy Skinner. Skinner gets out of the car, but Agnes was in the car. What happens to Agnes?
True. I suppose maybe the excuse there is, oh, Agnes lived a good life. She's old anyways.
I just
Oh, it looks like Seasoner lost out on a donut there, just allowing himself to constantly get boned by the donut truck. I don't know if this really is a faster route, but you know what? At least it keeps the donut truck close to where they need to go.
This is the standard way, really. We block it. It's not the fastest. The fastest is to like guide it towards one of the houses and then like do donut fire, which is basically a bonfire, but just instead of hitting the Cletus truck from behind, we hit the donut truck from behind. And Seasoner doing a very old route here, getting Malibu here, then getting Inmate. That is not something you see every day. Well, everybody who goes in a beam surely doesn't survive the destruction.
Everybody that goes in where?
In the beam in level 7. Surely they don't survive. Yeah.
And in that case, that means Grandpa Simpsons also passed on.
If this game was canon,
How about that?
That would be out of this world.
I don't have any packets.
Unfortunately, the game may take on its show's episodic format, and everything just gets wiped away and forgotten about by the next episode.
true. We just don't get another shot.
I mean, you probably know more than me. That's just probably something it's something you should just be used to at this point. We're not even going to get a reboot of the current Char, so why even have hope for a Char 2?
I'll do my best. I can drive 55.
Once again, just poking holes in game logic here. Why isn't there? Why can't we just go to a Krusty Burger, walk inside, and grab every single kitchen packet in there? Why are we getting all these ones found on the street? And how can Cletus even find all these on the street? He's just recklessly driving around finding stray ketchup packets that people have just littered all over town, including floating on top of a fire truck. Don't you just love game logic sometimes?
Yeah, this is like one of the weirdest missions in the entire game when you think about it logically. It's like, why would you want ketchup packets to be the thing you want for the winter? Like,
Especially when you live so close to a tobacco farm. That's really got to be enough. There's got to be enough tomato in the tobacco.
That's gonna cost me. Help me, Lord!
but there's so many kids. Cletus has so many kids, right? Surely one packet will not last longer than like 2 minutes.
Also true. Yeah, I think it's like him, his wife, and 8 kids, so he doesn't even have enough for 2 packets per mouth to feed in the household, unless Cletus is being a good father and electing not to feed himself, which explains why he's so thin.
Or is Cletus stealing all the ketchup packets and just giving them half of one? Yeah,
My-
one packet per kid when he eats the rest.
My god.
Whatever just happened was none of my business.
Speaking of tobacco, ricksanity triggering a hidden run with the destruction of the tobacco stand. Police may be stereotypically fans of donuts here, but no one's going to be taking out their tobacco. What the heck? I don't think
Well,
I've ever
Rick-
seen a car reset on a cop car before.
Well, that was very, very unfortunate. Rick getting busted, and there was literally nothing he could have done there.
Right, a slowpoke. Now about... Did I win? I had no idea.
It's actually like he ended up landing on one which was spawned, and then I believe another one was about to spawn on top of him. Like, how was he meant to dodge that?
Cops were just out to get him. That was just his fate.
That is assault. That is assault.
Also, is that the latest sub 130 runner Guff who just PB'd in chat?
Oh, Guff got a sub 130. Let's go, GG's Guff. I don't know if you guys have any clap emotes, but I'll clap here in the booth.
Let's go.
Don't sue us again. I won? I'm sorry. Grandpa
That's two
better stay
first sub 130s in what, 3 days or something? 2 or 3 days?
Oh yeah, because Top Hat also just got what was it, a 129 4X not too long ago.
Yeah, something like that. Just a couple of days ago.
Seasoner also not making the jump over the tire fire, but fortunately no cops waiting for him.
You have a gift for speed. Ooh, how could you? I hope I can buff that out. Oh, come on!
It's really hard to make that tire fire jump on 60. Like,
Smashy,
it comes from like the boosts you get. It's really, really tricky.
Now is everybody playing this game on PC, or there's still some console runners out there? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, if I just booted up my old Xbox, I imagine that would be 60 FPS.
Yeah. There is a console-specific leaderboard.
Oh. So majority, if not pretty much all the big name guys here in the community are on the PC.
Yes. Yeah.
Good to know. So then how does one
So-
adjust the frame rate? I haven't downloaded the PC program yet. I was playing off Dolphin emulator, so is there a place you can go to manually select your frame rates?
Yeah. So there is a Lucas's mod launcher. So it's all in the starter pack in the Discord. It has all the information there to set up the game, get the frame limiter, and one of the like mods for the mod launcher is like a frame limiter. Otherwise, natively, this game can run as good as your PC can handle. If you play uncapped, it can literally go like I've seen it hit like 900.
Go back to driver's ed. And I thought I was a slow driver.
900. Oh my god.
Here's
Yeah,
your
it if it's uncapped, it goes to however good your PC is.
bad.
Sheesh.
Nice girls finish fast.
And Rick having a okay wolves, nothing really to speak about.
All right, and here comes yet another unskippable cutscene.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people skip it, but that's related to hardware issues and stuff. We put it down to.
Oh, I didn't even know that was possible.
Grandpa, what does this have to do
It's
with
rare,
Circle?
and it's only happened like a handful of times. But part of it is down to like we think memory data being full and overloading, which is why the cutscene won't load.
Oh, so you gotta manipulate your own hardware. That's interesting.
Potentially, but I'm not sure if that would be a legal thing to happen in a run.
I think it was at the Quickie Mart. That's it. It was on a bottle of pop. Maybe that will jog Bart's memory. Mart in charge.
And we're at the end of a cutscene for Rick and coming up to the start of a cutscene for Seasoner.
Yeah, it's still basically just one mission separating these guys. This is pretty close. No one seems to be running away with it or just completely falling apart. It's been a great race so far.
Having 3
Yeah,
kids
it's like a minute to a minute and a half. If Seasoner had hit the cutscene after Rick missed, it would have been quite tight right now.
safe and sound. I'll do my best.
Now, we've asked about favorite levels. Do you have any favorite music or favorite soundtrack? Because the one that's being played here for Marge as she runs around collecting the Buzz Colas, I gotta say, this is probably one of my more favorite songs to listen to in the game.
See, I like this song for monkeys. It just doesn't fit this mission, in my opinion.
Isn't something anything to do involved with running around versus driving around?
Just let me
Yeah, I think so. It's not really a walk around kind of music. I don't know. I think the Cletus music slaps. The Better Than Beef and stuff. A banjo. The banjo slaps.
True. That the musician did slap a mean banjo. You cannot argue with a mean banjo.
Exactly. Everybody loves a good banjo.
Right,
And then
Rick-
Apu has pretty good soundtrack as well. I think the overall soundtrack of this game is one of the better game soundtracks out there.
I will agree to that. Yeah, actually a Pooh soundtrack too. I don't know which one, but just like I'm not too familiar with the instruments from a Pooh's part of the world, but I do like just like the one like when you're trying to destroy the armor truck, or I think when you're playing with Snake, and it's just like it sounds like you're getting chased or chasing. Na 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 na.
Yeah, that one's really good. Seasoner getting Flanders. He didn't need it, but I know Seasoner always tops up his coins.
Ooh. My bad.
Now see how Rick handles the first cola truck, gets it on the pole.
Doesn't get much damage though, unfortunately.
Very good at this. Not very good at this. I'll get you, you evil cola bottlers and distributors.
Despite being dressed up in a cop's uniform, Marge is just creating absolute havoc. Surprised the police haven't come to arrest her of impersonating a police officer. At least I believe that's still legal. Ooh, wheelie on the ramp.
Let's go. Still getting the box.
Still getting the box. Unfortunately, not getting the card. You'd love to see more card collecting. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Ah, Seasoner could have got a meme jacket right there.
Nice cola truck there from Rick's. Just now got one left to go as we head back to the, I guess, I don't know what you call it, the farm fields or just the outer part, the outer limits of the city.
The tobacco fields.
Yeah.
I love me some tobacco.
Where to next, video game?
Caesar now started on a cola truck, still keeping it pretty close. See if they're able to get some damage here on the pole.
And Rick, oh, just about being able to. That was perfect. That almost messed up by the traffic, but that was perfect.
Very nice. Light post coming in the clutch to help out Seasoner. You just keep the speed and get and mosey on out of there.
And Rick hitting the wall.
I say Homer 2 messes me up because every time I'm seeing you guys play through these levels, I keep thinking, why aren't you just taking the cemetery shortcut? Oh, wait, wrong level.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that the cemetery is closed early, but I guess it makes sense when it's open later because of a zombie outbreak. But realistically, shouldn't it be open always?
Yeah, because why aren't you
Relatives
allowed to
want
pay
to visit.
Yeah. Even NPCs need to pay respect to the dead. Oh no, Seasoner.
Ooh. If he'd managed to get it so the car was like straight and hitting like an arrow into it instead of like side on, this would have been fine. But now it's quite slow. Although that's slightly risky. Resetting without much, you can go a little. Oh, okay, it's fine.
And it paid
Crisis
off.
averted.
Clean up in aisle one. I am having so much fun.
Alright, now we come to a poo one here for Rick Sanity as Seasoner just has one more truck left to go.
Now Rick has definitely like flexed the lead a little in Coda Trucks, but Seasoner's coins are pretty insane.
Greetings, loyal customer.
Rick's are decent, don't get me wrong, but Seasoner, and he hits it, but he's not in the right angle to be able to hit it in the tree. So, ooh,
You should not have stepped in front of my car.
not as peachy as Rick's, but you know, you'll take it.
And something I did want to ask when Rick got into the house. So I've also noticed, like, Liquid said in their tutorial that, like, in the first mission of Bart 1, if you needed to escape and you didn't get there by the time you got to the DMV, you could just go inside and then you just automatically lose them. Is that just a simple game mechanic, or is that like a glitch?
So, to save space when it was being built, the interiors are on the same map as the exteriors, but they're like miles away, kind of thing. So when you warp into it, you're warping so far away, it's not like next door. The game thinks you're basically warping to Tahiti, and so it loses the cops.
Almost like a painting in Mario 64. You may be in the castle, but you're basically in a whole different world, like a whole different loading zone.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I'm learning so much today. Thank you, Axe.
You're welcome. Thanks for bringing the new enthusiasm. It's always nice to see people wanting to learn. Oh, top hat. If you think 347 coins starting 5-1 is good, just wait until you see seasoners.
This is not
Yeah,
good for
already
my
over
insurance.
900.
Their coins are insane.
Wonder if he's just stockpiling all these coins now so he can just blaze through the rest of the game instead of having to worry about them later down the road. Now, do you need to get the American costume from Moe's in order to start this mission, or is that just for a later mission that you're just saving yourself the trip?
Looks like a Puna.
So we got it there because of a start of 5-4. And
Hello,
that's the closest place to be able to go
the smell
to
of
get
fresh
it.
air is much more pleasing than the
Because
odor
in
of the hot
5-4,
dog.
obviously, you're by the
This look easy.
Krusty Burger. So it would be a little bit of a trek, whereas there you're just driving past
Nice try,
the
foolish
costume, so you
driver.
may as well pick it up there.
Right, already on the way, might as well get it.
Yeah, after 5-1 is technically faster, but
But you lose a box.
That car belongs in the bargain bin. What in the hell were you
so
thinking?
I know Seasoner quite decently. I know they are concerned with their coins, especially later on. They don't have like as set of a coin route, so they like to front heavy their coins just because of busts in Bart 2 and Homer 2 and stuff. They'd rather get enough coins early than be scrambling about.
Hopefully my store will not be robbed more than 4 times while I am driving around today.
Right, and Rick's got the car built for Homer as we're now taking out this van with the 3 kids in the back. I noticed this from the last race for the first time. There's 3 children back there, and Apu's just deciding to take every single diaper from them. I mean, I gotta feel sorry for those triplets.
I am a lean, mean,
At least presumed triplets.
I believe there's 9 of them in total, because I have a Shelbyville non-tuplets, I think they are, and he's got octuplets.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I see all the seats back there now. I didn't realize, yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
that part of the story. I didn't realize there was 9 kids back there.
Yeah, so
Wait, so there's 9 kids and then 1 driver. Is the driver wearing a diaper as well? Since you're getting 10 diapers?
maybe, but what I don't get, right, is
make them like it.
you would never just get 1 diaper per kid. Never on this earth.
Absolutely
Speaking
not,
from
no.
experience, if you bring 1 diaper per child, you are in for a world of trouble.
Left the store with a cooler full of
You want a
money and
pack of
food.
diapers. If you're going out on a trip, you want a pack of diapers per child.
Axiton flexing his giga dadness. Love to hear it.
Just like me.
Since Rick's in the car built for Homer, I noticed that a lot of people don't like to honk their horn, and since this is the comical horn, I'm just... If they're listening to commentary, would they be willing to give one for the fans?
Who put this here? It makes no sense.
I guess we'll never know because we can't hear the audio in Discord. At least I can't.
Nah, I can't. There's a Discord is weird like that. And yeah, Season are having some insane coins.
Ooh, Rick Sanity giving the quick little, I'll say the slip up on the cop, just like completely hiding there. Almost looks like he's seen an action movie or two, just knowing how to perfectly stay out of sight.
Okay, so apparently the law is that there was only 10 diapers left in the hospital, and the Shelbyville 9 got them all. Okay, I respect that, but why would you run out of diapers in the first place?
Yeah, how does a hospital run out of something like that?
Why would you let yourself run out of something like that?
That's true. I mean, we've already got, I don't know what things might be like over in your part of the world, but we've already got baby formula shortage here in the States. I couldn't imagine having a short on diapers. Mothers everywhere would be losing their noodles.
I feel like I'm coming.
Yeah, how do we decide which baby gets the spare? Is it like first come, first serve? First one to poop gets the diaper? Or is it like, do we have a favorite child? Is it the oldest child gets it? Like,
We're definitely playing
stage room?
favorites here. We're breaking open the biggest lie of all acts, is that there's always a favorite child for somebody out there somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Now, noticing that Rick got the dump truck to crash into the wall there, I've wondered, does the garbage dump its trash on a timer, or is it like after once it reaches like a certain checkpoint, like say right there, for instance, that's when it drops the trash can?
So there are checkpoints, yeah, but basically there's a timer for each. Once you pass each checkpoint, there's like a timer, and then it's just RNG based, basically. And it's because of our RNG element of drops that you can be 2-cycled in 4-5 and 5-1. You can't here because 2 drops don't overlap each other. The drops have to be close enough for the 1 drop to drop and then the next one to be in that zone. So in Wolves, the 9th drop can be dropped before the 8th drop is dropped because of a RNG timer.
Ooh. Right, and Rick electing not to skip the monorail wasp.
Yeah, Rick is getting like all of these coins.
I'm trying to think. He needs 600. He only needs 1,100 more coins now going forward. Honestly, yeah, Seasoner collecting all those coins, somebody said it might have been unnecessary, but perhaps just now, yeah, he could skip all of this, all these boxes and all these wasps and could just potentially cruise through the rest of the game while Rick has to worry about collecting at least 700 more. Yeah, because Bart and Homer don't need any more costumes. It's getting blasted by the wasp. I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, so fun fact, Rick kicked a box and in a poo for whatever reason, nobody knows why. But if you kick a box, the first kick only gives you 1 coin. And it's only a poo, I believe.
That just sounds like potential discrimination right there. Even in his American attire.
Gonna get my lawyers on this one.
Exactly. I'm just ripping this open right now. I hope I'm not destroying the innocent minds of the Speed Simpsons community right now just by ripping this apart.
It's okay, it could be worse. We could be singing the Friends theme song.
Oh no. I did notice somebody did that during one of the races a few days ago. Is that what happens when somebody misses the cutscene skip?
No, I think that runner was just a little, you know.
Oh, for sure.
He's Canadian, so you know what they say about those Canadians.
I know of the Canadians. I didn't know the Canadians had such a strong bond with Friends though. Whoa, garbage truck wheelie. Whoa.
Let's go. That was fast. That was like, does he want to be on Tony Hawk's or something?
Yeah, just a casual manual through the city streets. Love to see it. Oh, Seasoner electing to get the monorail wasp.
Yeah, that one's... I guess... wait, is he doing all of them? I don't agree with this.
Let's see what happens when he comes to the last box.
No, that's a bit excessive. And because 2 wasps were spawned, he couldn't even get one of the wasps anyway. Like, I agree getting a lot of wasps and coins are good, but that was just excessive.
Your failure shames you. Yes, you.
And also getting blasted by the Wasp. We got double Bart 1 cutscenes and double Wasp blast. These guys are almost in sync with each other, just constantly separated by one mission.
Jiminy crickets.
That looked fine for Rick, I think.
That should be good, the armored truck strat. I'm not an expert on it, but it looked like there shouldn't be a way for it to get out.
Hopefully not, no. Yeah, Seasoner skips over coins in 5-6, which makes sense as to why they're loading their coins more, but their coins is still insane. Now, do you reckon Apu's favorite song is Don't Want to Be an American Idiot?
We were talking about in general, perhaps, but given that this game was released, I want to say 2002, 2003, and American Idiot was not released until 04, that would be some incredible foresight there from Apu.
Ah, you're right. American Idiot was like a year later.
Mm-hmm.
Should not have stepped in front of my car. Oh, like no. Totally.
I wonder what Apu's favorite American song would be, given the timeline of this. You know, we'll go with Spruce there. It's Basket Case.
No, it's Hulk Hogan's America. I'm just a real American.
Hey, it's totally not supposed to happen.
I didn't know Hulk Hogan even had a music career. I don't know if I should.
No, it's his wrestling theme is saying about how he's an American hero, basically.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were telling me like Hulk Hogan actually made a song.
Could you imagine Hulk Hogan does karaoke?
I could, but it would probably be horrifying.
Smiles on such behavior.
Hey, slower traffic to the right, please.
Oh yeah, Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. There's
But
lots
Apu-
of songs.
But Apu wasn't born in the USA, so that wouldn't make sense.
Aye, but he's trying. Like, if he's in this American outfit, he definitely wants people to think he's American.
That is true. Forget about missing the fast curator strat.
What the hell were you thinking?
I am so sick of this happening.
They are just driving like a bat out of hell. Let's see if they're able to get the back up here on the corner. Alright, decent enough damage. Looks like he's just going to have to ride them up along the poles here, coming up the ramp. One little
Seasoner.
cap should do it.
Ah, that's a shame.
Oh
Doesn't get the armor
no.
truck.
Oh, that's a huge time loss. That honestly, I mean, the way that Rick's been playing, this honestly could be the race right here for Seasoner, not getting the armored truck strat.
It could, as long as Seasoner gets up through cutscene here, which he should on 60. There's no way he could miss on 60.
There we go. I don't know how common commentators curses around here, so I was just hoping that wasn't gonna happen.
Automan, no problemo. It's time for some road rage, Bart Simpson style. I don't remember this being here before.
Oh, Tophead, no, I have I guess I have not caught some of your commentary. I'll have to be on the lookout for the next time you come into the booth. Wait, you're saying you curse all the time? Wait a minute, this is a double entendre, isn't it?
Nah, I know Top Hat, there was a clip of him the other day where he jinxed the run, basically.
Okay. Because when he was saying he curses all the time, I thought he was talking about a different kind of cursing. Ooh, the bandit is on its last win here. Okay, good, they got a wrench. Whew.
Yeah, there's a good wrench placement there, which is always handy.
Perfection. Thy name is Bart.
Getting a backup wrench just in case, as Bart now goes to talk to Kearney and Rick's side of the screen. I'm going to assume that Bart, I don't know if it's now or in the later mission once you talk to Krusty, but he's going to go back into that room and collect all the boxes and vending machines. Oh, looks like...
Yeah, set to kill, yeah.
Okay.
It's Bart time. Yeah.
You can do a weird thing there where you bounce over, you get into Globex, and then you
Right.
like hop over the thing, the like barrier, by driving into the wall, the front wall, and then reversing back. It's kind of hard, but you know, I'm
Seasoner
not
could
sure
make
how
up.
viable it is on 60.
Seasoner could have made up a little time there, but wasn't able to get around for the curator. Instead, going head on. So now we're going to see if he's able to get any form of a backup here in the corner.
Got decent damage, but I didn't like the way he was guiding it. It was more hitting it for like good damage rather than hitting it for the kill, which I guess makes sense, but is risky.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
All right, now let's see if Seasoner is able to get the Apu cutscene skip.
Totally awesome.
There we go.
You're all mine.
How many frames? I don't know if you guys measure it by frames or by like other measures of time, but like how much time do you essentially have to skip a cutscene like that?
Give it up for America's bad boy.
That's a good question. I just know that the lower the FPS, the more of a window you have, because it's a 1 frame window. I think Apu might be slightly larger, but it's not. Yeah, Apu has 3 to 4. Bart has like 1 or 2. So it really depends on the
Wow.
cutscene. So obviously on 60, that window is quite big.
Mm-hmm.
Bart 1 is 2 frames.
And yet I've seen like times on the leaderboard. Oh my God, the cop flying after the school bus. I've seen many just skimming through the. Oh my God!
Oh
this-
no!
I can't get my thoughts out. The police are just merciless right now.
It's like with Benny Hill music.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, I've seen many a times on just skimming through the leaderboards of people. It's at like 140 to 200 frames per second. So I can't imagine just how, like, I guess yeah, literally frame perfect you have to be in order to get these kind of cutscene skips.
Yeah, on for Apu on high FPS, you can like
I need something with
pause
no vegetable
buffer
content, please.
instead of mashing, which some people do.
Use the grease myself.
What's today's special du jour?
Try one of our meat-flavored sandwiches.
Oh, and
Hit the town.
suddenly a budget Ford Focus just ended up getting shot towards Seasoner. That's one way to detain him. If the police can't catch you, you just shoot someone else into it.
That was totally
Play a bit of
awesome.
snooker.
All right, that was so cool.
I'm not sure how popular snooker and pool is as a sport over in America.
I personally am a huge fan of. I guess maybe I thought it was fancy calling it billiards, but I'm definitely a fan of pool and billiards. Snooker I've watched from time to time, but do not know how to play the game myself. That's just where you only have the red and the black balls, correct?
No, that's where you have the red, the black. There are 15 reds, a black, a green,
Professor Frank.
a
Fine by
blue, a
me.
pink, a yellow, and a brown.
Oh my goodness, there's
You
a
had
lot
to-
more than I realized.
Problemo.
Yeah, you have to pot a red, then a color, then a red, and a color until you get to the final 6 balls, and then you hit with them in a specific order.
Yeah, pool. I don't know about snooker, but pool/billiards is always more fun when you are at the bar with your mates and you can just down a quick one before getting to the table. Ups your confidence, loosens you up a little bit. Let's see if Seasoner is able to get the bort. Ah. We might be bortless over on Seasoner's side because we saw Rick get it.
Ooh, Death Truck not going well. This could be Seasoner's like ticket back into this. Like Seasoner's probably about 2.5 to 3 minutes behind, but this can lose Rick like a good minute. Yeah, if he doesn't get a good FMJ, that could also lose him time. And suddenly, a few more mistakes like this from Rick, and if Season capitalizes, you know, we've got a race on. I don't know how
Wait,
that
what?
hit didn't drop. What?
I was gonna. Yeah, what the hell?
Rick was robbed there.
Charlie horse, Charlie horse.
That is true. There is also a timer difference. Where there's a 30-second difference between these timers, so it'll be interesting to see. I guess we'll have to time on the next time these guys meet up at a mission. As we see Seasoner now following Frank back to the observatory. You know what? Actually, now I got a question to ask you here, Axe. Of all of the vehicles you've seen and/or driven in this game, what vehicle would you like to own and/or drive in real life?
The Black Ferrini.
The Black Ferrini?
Yeah. It's basically like the Red Ferrini, but in black.
You have to believe me.
Not sure if I'm familiar with that vehicle. Is that just like one of the? Is that just one you can buy optionally?
You got it.
No, it's you don't really see it too much.
Fire in the hole.
Take that.
Take that.
Oh yeah, baby.
Guess I'll
bring
be on the
on.
lookout for it next time it pops up.
This is too cool for school.
The car they used in Curator, but black. Okay, thank you,
You and
LP3.
your one.
Yeah.
Eat my dust, dust eaters.
I mean,
The
shoot,
Ferrini.
I don't blame you there. That car is wicked
Fire in the
fast.
hole.
No biggie. Now show the group to crust.
Yeah, so you see it in 7.2. The Black Ferrini is parked in a tractor beam.
Okay.
Krusty,
So it's like
Bart Simpson at
you see
your
it briefly, but not too much in the game. Yeah, it's the alien car in Homer too. I think either that or I think it's called the 34 Studs Bearcat. Or 36 Studs Bearcat. It's like an old-fashioned car which spits out money.
I mean, shoot, I'd love to have a car that spits out money.
all for Bart.
As long as it's not my money.
Hell yeah! Like, if you could sit there and just turn your car on, go for a leisurely drive, and earn like thousands of pounds doing it. Hell yeah! Why would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want that car? I don't think any other car is like.
Yeah, every other car loses value. You're clearly gaining value just by driving that sucker around.
Hell yeah! Oh, Seasoner not having a good death truck.
All right.
I mentioned like a couple of minutes ago he needed a good death truck to catch
Yeah.
up with Rick.
Yeah, I keep missing out as these guys are going through the Duff truck. Is there supposed to be a place there on the opening side of the pier where you're able to? Oh yeah, you can pin the Duff truck like right before you start driving down the pier significantly, right? Like on the corner
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, you can, yeah. And there's a few places you can. This is not looking good for Seasoner now, unfortunately.
Yeah, literally ending the Duff truck right around the same time Rick did. So there's going to be no time saved there for Seasoner. Bless you. He finally got the
Thank
bort
you.
though. We got a bort.
That's worth, right?
I gotta say so. All right,
Bort
now
check.
we see. Yep. Now, I'll just ask this now, as we're anticipating here. I know that when you're racing against this car with Homer, you take the
Fine by me.
you take the load node in the boat to warp to the other side of the ship, back on the pier deck there. But you go around in a circle. Is that where the load zones are to like make sure you've registered the checkpoints and you aren't cheating in the race?
My rim
Yeah,
cost
so
$900.
basically, like when you go to the other side, the checkpoint is just before where you're reset, so you have to go back in a little bit to get it. But it's faster than going all the way around.
Oh, is he gonna keep Skinner pinned in there? I don't know. This is all right. With hopefully enough speed, he should be able to Back him up to the wall. Oh, this is interesting here from Seasoner. Oh no!
Yeah, that. I didn't like that. Sometimes people try for too long to keep it pinned in. Like if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, kind of thing. FMJ is definitely like that. And right, getting the cutscene skip, that is crucial. And unfortunately, Season is just not capitalizing on the mistakes Rick is making.
So we saw Rick get into Homer 2 at about 123 4x. So I'd say they've got at least a couple to a few minute lead on Season at this point. So he's running away with this one.
Yeah, at this point, coins stop mattering as much. Just because there's a lot of like faster coins to get. If you've got a certain amount of coins going into this level, they don't really matter that much. It's when you don't have enough, your time just humbles trying to get like extra boxes and stuff. But if you just need neighbors and Krusty Burger, there's not that much time in it.
All right, I haven't kept track of Rick's coins here. Let's see as he circles around. Okay, yeah, he's already going to get the zombie car. He's fine.
Yeah. And Seasoner getting wee woos.
You know, I'd say that's actually a fun song when the hit and run gets activated. That's a fun song, if only it weren't for the fact that the cops were trying to bust you. If you get rid of the cops, I'd say it's a pretty banging soundtrack.
It is pretty hype. There's kind of a blood pumping.
Hey, you there.
But yeah, that car and the beam is the Black Ferrari.
When this is over, I'm hitting the stove.
Nice.
The one you follow.
Ah, the alien car.
And fun fact, in the randomizer mod, that's the only one that can't go up the tractor beam. So if you get it, in rando, you have to reset mission, even though it's like, at least in the waste blow-up missions, because you can't actually go up the tractor beam.
I guess it makes sense. It is alien material trying to go up an alien ship, so the ship probably knows not to suck it up. So that's a nice little touch by the randomizer devs there.
Well, it's partly because of the fact in the actual code of the game. It says that it can't be sucked up because at the start of 7.2, it's in the tractor beam. So, if it was gonna get sucked up, you wouldn't actually be able to complete the game.
That's true. You'd be following the car right up into the tractor beam, and at that point, like, that's just the game. It's that. Game over.
Reckless driving is my pet.
Actually busting out the 5 head. Love to hear it.
Yeah, could you imagine it just then? You just like, just hear the end credits playing then because, you know, you beat the game.
Credits warp. Right, Seasoner already having 500 coins and hasn't even left Bart 2 yet, so they're all good here. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of room to catch up. We're gonna need to see a lot of nuclear explosions from Ricksanities. He's getting ready for 7-3. Honestly, whoever added this emote the other day, thank you very much. This has been entertaining to spam in the chat whenever this comes up. Looks like he's gonna get it. He's in between the pipes. Oh. Did he manually reset the car, or did the game do that?
Probably the game. The game does have reset points there, which will just reset you.
Oh, whew. Seasoner taking 4 or 5 pauses there, just finally able to get the cutscene skipped, so it looks like they are about 3.5 minutes behind. Wait, hold on, let me do the math. No, about 2.5 minutes behind. Wait, was it 123 or 124? They're 2.5 to 3.5 minutes behind Rick's sanity. Rick not getting the cleanest to 7-3, so opening the door a little bit here for Seasoner, but still is running away with this, especially now that they've gotten out of bounds.
Yeah, they almost had it where their car was that damaged that the impact almost blew up the car.
Nice alien craft. Now to just...
Tractor beam! Oh, it suck!
Oh, it sucks.
Boy, talk about thinning
I don't know what Frank Foley says. You guys just get into the tractor beam so bad, the last thing you hear him say is suck.
Okay.
Wow, your imagination can go wild in that one.
It means speed thingy. Oh yeah. Stretch the legs and the crowd.
Yeah, I believe it is sucking me up, but
Sweet.
which makes sense. But you know,
Does co-commentator mind if I try one more Frank impersonation then?
go ahead.
Tractor beam, it's sucking me up! Ah. Not the cleanest Frank. I have not tried that voice in a long time. Okay, LP3.
Uh-oh. It's that black car
Hey,
again.
hey, 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 hey! You know we're keeping it PG-13 here, guys.
Level boss.
Seasoner resetting his car, and then just taking a stroll to the zombie guy. Okay. You'll have to see it.
Right, and Rick's still out of bounds and able to warp through to the other side. I kind of, how does that all work out? So obviously, like, if you're able to trigger, like, get into the car at the right spot, you can get in there. But how does Homer dropping down then bring him back up into inbounds?
Must never run again.
I don't actually know the answer to that one. That's like the only place in the game where you want to jump out of bounds. Every other place, you don't want to. Because every other place will crash the game if you jump out of bounds.
Really?
Yeah. But for some reason, that works.
Wow, I need a disco nap.
Yeah, it's magic.
Looks like we're not gonna get the Keck Witch. We're just gonna get alright. Full disclosure, I did not see Nightmare Before Christmas, but it looks like the skeleton from that movie.
Fair, fair. Greg?
Spooky Greg, thank you. And this is another thing I found weird. So how does this work out? So you pick up the waste with either, most popularly, Keck Witch or Spooky Greg, but then you're able to drive over here and the car meets up with you with the waste.
So, because the traffic cars are like this, so there's traffic cars and then there's your cars, and because you're in your car, and the waste is on a traffic car, you can despawn the traffic and then respawn it. And yeah.
Whoa.
Man, my car is gone, and the ashtray was full of pennies. I need another car fast. Wow. Piece of cake. Cake. Ooh, the vibration's tickling my feet.
Basically spaghetti code. This game is from like 2003, which I think is starting to make it be a retro game. It's 19 years old.
Yeah, from what I've determined from at least songs played on the radio over here, it's officially classified as classic or retro once it's 25 years old. So I think Simpsons has got a little bit more time, but I have also started seeing some people in the Mario community starting to refer to Sunshine as a retro game. So we're getting old, all right.
How is Sunshine a retro game?
Just because, like, it's reached that 20-year mark and people have been memeing about it, like, what you thought Mario was 20 years ago. And then you see Super Mario World, and then it's actually Sunshine. So it's probably just not on the fact that, like, I guess it's just a surprise age thing. Just when people realize, that's 20 years old? No way! Ah. Rick not landing the bridge clips here. This could be a potential chance for Seasoner as the car looks like it's getting ready to blow up. Oh, there we
but
go.
he gets through. Cool. That's lucky, but he needed it on that attempt already. Maybe one more attempt he had, but it was getting close. But he's out of bounds now.
Yeah, I think with just the white smoke, he probably could have afforded one more hit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people that have run the game that are younger than the game itself.
That is literally all of Mario 64 for anybody in here not too familiar. Like, all the top speedrunners in that game are, well, I guess that game is 26, so that's different, but still, like, every of the top runners is, like, most of them are under the age of 21.
That's wild to me. Like I obviously know all of some Super Mario 64 runners, but oh, Seasoner falling down.
Mm-hmm. That's honestly so brutal because the slope of the UFO makes it look like you can just drop down there and run up with no problem, but you're in that bottom half. It's honestly one of the worst. I just remember as a kid being so frustrated just trying to climb up these platforms and not getting them.
For sure, and on lower FPS, it's slightly harder to climb up as well.
Let's do this thing. Get out of my way! Every minute might be my last. Hey, Dad, you stupid Kaiser!
Alright, and commentator remembering there is a second racer going. It looks like ricksanity back in bounds is with Abe in the War Jeep. Yep, and he's going to be closing out this game here. Looking like it's going to be a low 135, assuming there is no nuclear disaster.
Yeah, I think this is like mid 135 pace, which is pretty good. Rick is oh, did Seasoner not get a park?
I don't think
just
Seasoner
gonna
got the
drive.
park. Yeah. Oh, what the heck was that?
Okay, so he
Oh, that was too easy.
he should have just driven the Spooky Greg all the way to the playground, in my opinion. Unless he's gonna go for some sort of Globex out of bounds here. No, he's just gonna drive this. I think the play is just to drive with Spooky Bob to the playground.
And
But-
ricksanity, there we go. Timer stopping at 135.41. GG's Rick.
GG. Yes, I think the play is just to drive with Spooky Bob to the playground.
Oh, good reset there. I'm pretty sure if he collided with that billboard, that was going to be it for the nuclear waste. So good job there by Seasoner.
Ow, my ass!
Very unfortunate that Seasoner had chances in this race, but he just every time Rick opened the door, Seasoner just went no 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 no. No 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 no. Win not here. Superman no here.
No, no, Superman no here.
That was easy as pie.
But honestly, like Seasoner has been popping off hard recently, so he's still probably gonna get like a 140-ish mark, which, considering only a few days ago he got his first sub 140, like a couple of weeks ago, but still like insane that he's started to get to a level where on his worst runs he's beating what he was getting like a couple of weeks ago. You'd love to see the progression.
That's the weird thing I hate about getting good at speed running is that it's like you said, just like a couple weeks ago he had like a 140 in PB, which is probably the rate he's going to be finishing at now, and like that's still going to be a top 3, maybe top 5 run they've ever completed, at least assuming they haven't done a whole bunch of no resets up to that point. But just by getting that PB ever so quicker, I still can't help but think you just kind of kick yourself in the keister. Like, oh, I know I could have done better. Why couldn't I do this right?
This town is going to pay.
Yeah, I know, I definitely do. My best run is like 2 minutes 20 better than my second best run, but my second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth best runs are all within like 10 seconds of each other.
Dang.
And Seasoner getting probably the cleanest bridge clip you can ask for, but he was driving a little too far to the left for my liking. But this has been a really good race, and Rick wouldn't have been that far off PB if he didn't miss the cutscene skip earlier. And a
Yeah, that's
couple of other
about.
small errors.
Let's say, yeah, the biggest error was the Bart cutscene. That's about what, a little over a minute, like a minute and like minute to minute, 10 seconds or so.
When you include like all the menuing and stuff, yeah, it's about a minute. Like it's between 55 seconds and a minute, depending on like how fast you menu and everything.
Yeah, so cutscene aside, you're right. Rick played really close to PB. GG's Rick.
Yeah, Death Truck, and Curator. If he'd got Curator, Death Truck, and the cutscene, yeah, that would have been a PB for sure.
And people say I'm slow. Wait a minute, that was an insult.
All right, and now we see Seasoner coming to an end. Oh my, whoa! Maybe trying to get off some extra swag points before the end of the race here, pulling off the rare 540.
You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round.
I'm not too familiar with the original UK version. Unfortunately, Flo Rida has plagued the American airwaves with his version.
Just happened. Get out of my way! Every minute might be my last.
Also, Donut Truck. I wasn't sure if that was you, Rick, or Seasoner with Donut Truck and Marge, but you're right. Donut Truck could have been a little cleaner. I probably shouldn't be saying those words. Who am I to talk, honestly? I'm just a noob.
I'm a lean, mean speed thingy. I didn't do it. Oh, that was too easy. This is the greatest day of my life.
Ooh. I've always wondered how sensitive the hits are for the nuclear waste. I can't remember what race it was. I want to say it was Wolves during their like 2.5 hour or like 220 PB run that they just ran into absolutely everything and nothing blew up. But yet we see like one little hiccup and the waste blows up for another runner.
That was dope.
And Seasoner finishes with a 140.06.
GG's.
So very close to a sub 140 there. Like that isn't a bad run for Seasoner at all. Or Rick. Like Rick definitely could have PB'd. Seasoner could have been close to PB.
Space wads.
GG's to both runners.
Scared of some harmless nuclear waste.
Yeah, just looking based on their on his PBs, Seasoner 140.06, assuming they haven't done any other no resets. This would be their third best run ever. Their old PB was a 139.55, so Seasoner's still playing pretty good.
Yeah, I know he'll be slightly disappointed, partly because of like missing FMJ, missing Armor Truck, but for sure he should be proud of like the improvements he's done and just being able to keep getting better every game. But definitely GG's to ricksanity. Although apparently Dillar Smith and Ticker. If Seasoner and Rick want to do post-match interview, they can. If not,
Pause, champ. Otherwise, I guess if while we're waiting word from them, all right, we got a no thanks from Rick. We'll see if Seasoner mentions anything in the chat or pops into Discord. Just in the event we don't hear from them, just want to say Axie and everybody in the Speed Simpsons community, thank you all for allowing me to come on for this debut comm session. As we are joined here by Seasoner. Seasoner, GG's overall, despite some obvious hiccups in there. What do you think about this run overall?
Considering it's nearly 2 a.m. and I'd had enough of the run about half an hour before it ended, I'm surprised it was that good. I was just waiting for the GGs in the chat so that as soon as I saw them, if I fucked it up, I could just be done. But then I didn't fuck it up, so I was like, fine, I might as well finish.
yeah, realistically, I think it was like your third or fourth best ever run. So
Third best, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were saying like how amazing it is. Like even though you've had a bad run here, a couple of weeks ago, this would have PB'd. Like, you've improved so much so fast that like this, although it's a bad run, still.
Parts of it weren't that bad. I mean, it kind of spiraled pretty much immediately when the cutscene happened.
Yeah.
And my god, I never want a 6-4 as bad as that in my life ever again.
Yeah, we both you and Rick had unfortunate 6-4s.
I was, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a second too late, if that.
I unfortunately missed it, but yeah, honestly couldn't have been too far off. But you and Rick both made the same mistake there in Duff Truck. Oddly in sync a couple of instances, both watching the Bart 1 cutscene and both missing Duff Truck.
Yeah, I was so close to getting it stuck, and then it just didn't happen. And I was there for what felt like an age.
For sure. But I think that just about wraps everything up, unless anybody else has anything else to say.
I guess just reiterate a little bit. Thanks, Axe. Thank you so much for coming on to be my partner for commentary. I think I've talked about wanting to do this for a while now. Just now, finally feeling comfortable enough to do it. It was an absolute pleasure, and also just like you are a smart dude. I feel like I learned a lot more about the speed run here today, just being in the booth with you, than I have watching it as a viewer. So thank you for everything tonight. I hope this wasn't a waste of time for you. You can sleep peacefully.
Now, this has been a lot of fun, and thank you for coming over and commentating. And I hope this isn't going to be your last commentary. If you ever want to do any more, and I can do them, like just hit me up and we could do more. But yeah, our next match is Mirakumbi versus Sid at 1 p.m. BST, so about 11 hours from now. And I hope to see you all there. GG's for me, and thank you, Badger Bar, for restreaming this race.